Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. Today's show presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/chat. You can get 20% off plus free shipping of all the Manscaped products. So go ahead and take advantage of that deal. That link will be in the comments. It'll also be in the description. All right, on today's show, we're going to break down Todd McShay's two-round mock draft. He's done a few mocks, but this is the first two-round mock he has done so far this year. Released that earlier on Thursday. And, of course, the Bears own the number 20 overall pick in round one. They also have the number 52 round pick, or overall pick, in round two. And you guys know some of the biggest needs: quarterback and offensive tackle, but also I think cornerback is a big need now with Kyle Fuller moving on. Sure, you signed Desmond Trufant, but he's on a long-term solution. Wide receiver and the safety spot until Tayshaun Gibson re-signs or they go add someone else. You need another safety next to Eddie Jackson. So some of my biggest needs for Chicago entering the NFL draft, at least as we sit right now. Before we break down McShay's mock, if you want more draft coverage, more draft videos, this is the place for you because we're ramping up our Bears draft coverage as, hey, it's April. The calendar says April, which means the draft is later this month. Hit that subscribe button. Don't miss any of it. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Let's take a look at Todd McShay's two-round mock draft here on Bears Now by Chat Sports. In round one, pick number 20, he goes wide receiver, Kadarius Toney out of the University of Florida. Now, this is a player we've talked about a little bit here on Chicago Bears Now. He's got great speed. He's very dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's not the most traditional type of weapon. He's we'll call him a poor man's Tyreek Hill. How about that? I don't think he's going to be that good, but this is just a guy, you get the ball in space to him, and he makes stuff happen. He's an explosive type of weapon. And at number 20 overall, you get him. It creates an exciting trio of Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, and Kadarius Toney at the wide receiver position. Now, here's what McShay had to say in his write-up. Did a little write-up for every single pick. Says, Toney's a different kind of receiver. He isn't polished, but he's versatile, explosive. Get the ball to him, and he'll make things happen. The Bears could use that kind of skill set on offense. Echoing some of the points I made earlier as well. He's not, the best route runner by any means, but he's dangerous. You get him the ball, and he can take it to the house at any point in time. Almost 1,000 yards last year in just 11 games, average over 14 yards a catch. He had 10 touchdowns. I like Kadarius Toney quite a bit, and it would give you two legit speed weapons on offense with, of course, Darnell Mooney as well. Grade the pick of Kadarius Toney by Todd McShay to the Chicago Bears. A, B, C, D, or F. Go ahead and get your grades in on this one down in the comment section. If you ask me my thoughts on the pick overall, I'll give it a B-. I don't think it's the best pick Todd McShay could have made, but it's not bad. Wide receiver is somewhat of a need. We don't know Allen Robinson's future. Anthony Miller's been very underwhelming, so even if A-Rob's here long-term, you got a legitimate number 3 receiver in Toney that you can put in the slot, can place him outside. He can give you some explosiveness in the kick return game as well. I don't like Anthony Miller. I'm out on him at this point. Javon Wims, we saw him drop that touchdown in the playoffs. I don't need to see him anymore. Riley Ridley, he's not very good. You got to get another receiver in here. Now, would I use my round 1 pick on it? I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer to go address offensive tackle or, hell, move up to draft a quarterback, although the latter seems unlikely. And it became pretty hard in this mock for McShay because you look at where the quarterbacks went. Obviously, Lawrence 1, Wilson 2. He has Mac Jones going number 3 to the Niners. That's been drawing some buzz recently. Trey Lance at number 7. He has Carolina moving up one spot to get him. He has the Patriots trading up to 11 to get Justin Fields. So Fields did fall out of the top 10. I'd be intrigued if that happened. If I'm the Bears, I would at least look at that point. But the distance between 20 and 11 is still quite a bit. And then if you ask yourself, okay, why not an offensive lineman? Well, Penei Sewell's gone, although how about him falling to number 13 and Slater to 14 in this mock? That's pretty good value for the Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. Elijah Very Tucker went at number 16. And then Christian Darrisaw, 1 pick before the Bears select. I think if he was on the board at 20, he would have been the selection for McShay. But after those top 4 linemen, it's kind of a drop-off on offensive line. So McShay goes Kadarius Toney. Again, not the best pick, but you look at the players who, had already gone at bigger positions of need, you kind of start to understand, okay, Yeah, Kadarius Toney is certainly not a bad pick by any means for the Bears at number 20. It fills a need, and he's a good player. So again, B-, not my favorite pick I've ever seen by any means, but at the end of the day, I think you could do a whole lot worse than Kadarius Toney in round 1. Now, today's show is presented by Manscaped. Manscaped.com/chat is going to get you 20% off the Lawnmower 3.0 and all of their men's grooming products. Trust me, you want to take advantage. My life has been changed forever. Just ask my wife if you don't believe me. Manscaped.com/chat. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Get 20% off plus free shipping. The Lawnmower 3.0, best men's grooming product out there. You can get the perfect package, which comes with the most comfortable boxers and this travel kit as well. 20% off all their products when you use that URL, manscaped.com/chat. Again, that link will be in the comments, and it'll be in the description. In round 2, Todd McShay goes with another Florida player, Kyle Trask, the quarterback. This is an interesting one. We haven't talked about Trask in a while. He's kind of been sliding down some people's boards. I see anywhere to early round 2 to round 4 for Trask. He's kind of all over the map when it comes to NFL evaluations, scouts, GMs, draft experts like McShay and Kuiper and all these guys who do this for a living. 52 overall, okay, it's intriguing. By the way, side note, he has Kellen Mond going one pick before Trask at 51 to Washington. So for you Mond truthers out there, he was not available. So keep that in mind as we analyze this selection. I like Kyle Trask's accuracy. He throws with, pretty good anticipation, but he lacks major arm strength. He's not the most mobile quarterback either. So that's a bit of a concern in today's NFL. And he's definitely a player that needs to sit back for a year or two before, giving it a crack at being a starter in the NFL. Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, guys who've been around for a while, he can sit back and learn in year number 1. He put up huge numbers for the Gators. Heisman finalist last year, 69%, very nice number there. Over 4,000 yards passing in just 11 games, 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. There's a lot to like about Kyle Trask. It's just he doesn't have some of the physical traits that some of these guys in this draft have. Like, you guys know, I'm not a big Kellen Mond guy. He's got way better physical traits than Kyle Trask. Now, I think Trask has better accuracy and probably is a little bit better of a decision maker. So it kind of depends, okay, what are you going for more at the end of the day? I think Trask's floor is higher than Mond's. I think his ceiling is lower than Mond's. So, you could go either way depending on what you're feeling there. But it's not the worst pick. I'll let you guys weigh in here. Do you like the Kyle Trask pick in round 2? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Number 52 overall, the 7th quarterback off the board for Todd McShay behind the Big 5 plus Kellen Mond, who went a pick earlier. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I don't love the pick. I'd rather maybe trade down, get him later in round 2, early round 3, something like that. But mid-late round 2, that's kind of the territory where I'm acceptable with Trask at that point. It's okay. I don't love it. I think he's, a little bit flawed of a prospect. Again, I don't think his ceiling is super high. I'm not convinced he can be a big-time starter for 10, 12 years or anything like that. But, maybe he's a more consistent Case Keenum or something like that, which isn't the worst thing in the world if you remember how Keenum played with the Vikings a few years ago. All I know is Andy Dalton and Nick Foles are not long-term solutions at quarterback, which the Bears continue to look for a long-term solution. Not sure Kyle Trask is that. Maybe he becomes that. I'm not super convinced that he does, but he is the pick for Todd McShay at number 52 overall. And remember about Trask is he was a backup in high school behind De'Aaron King, who's been a really good college player. So he's still kind of learning to play as he's only been a starter at the college level for the last year and a half. So maybe he continues to improve and can become a legitimate pro at some point in time. Okay, so these are the 2 picks for Todd McShay in his 2-round mock draft for the Chicago Bears. Which is the better pick? Type 1 if you think it's Kadarius Toney, who was the 1st-round pick. Type 2 if you think it's Kyle Trask in round 2, the quarterback. Value in, draft value, 1st round, 2nd round, position of need before you get your votes in. 1 for Toney or 2 for Trask.